Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Cursing Seamstress. I have something today that is just so cute. Somehow I came across, actually I was watching a YouTube sewing channel, and the person, I don't even remember who it was, mentioned another seamstress who posts sewing stuff on YouTube. And so I went to that person's channel and subscribed. And when I subscribed, what I realized was that I was subscribing not specifically to that person's channel, but to an overall channel that offered all kinds of tutorials and things by all kinds of different people for just about everything you could imagine. Sort of like, maybe like Craftsy. Anyway, I think that because I did that, and the site was a Blueprint, and there's no E in blue, so it's BLUPRINT. So I started getting videos from Blueprint, and became aware that they were not all sewing related. But one of them I happened to click on and watch, and it was really cool. It was right up my alley. So what it was a tutorial on how to make a quilted zippered pouch. And I know you've seen zippered pouches all over the place like I have. I've shown you some that I've made. This is a little bit different. The shape is different. When I look at this one, I think that it looks more like a man's travel pouch, where he might put shaving gear and toothpaste, toothbrush, that kind of stuff. So I thought it was really neat. And so the woman who does this, her name is Lindsay Conner, and it's LINDSAYCONNER. And she hosts a show called The Midnight Quilt Show. So if you want to just go into YouTube and type in either quilted zippered pouch or midnight quilt show, or Lindsay Conner perhaps, you're gonna get this tutorial. It's very simple. As soon as I saw it, I knew I wanted to try it. So I did, and I have tons of scraps that I need to use up. I have a lot of small and odd-shaped batting pieces, and so I thought I'd give it a try. All right, so the first one, this is what it looks like. The ends are boxed. This zipper is rounded. It is not lined, or it is lined in a way, but it's not a finished lining. There are some raw edges on the inside. This is the fabric. It's the llama fabric that I had left over. It is directional. The llama fabric, this is from Hobby Lobby, I think. I don't know if you can see, but it has like zigzags, gray zigzags. So I used those lines to quilt on. So I didn't have to draw any lines or worry about spacing. I just used those, and it worked out really well. This is what the end looks like. This is the boxing part. Each corner is boxed, which gives it kind of a nice flat bottom and just a really nice look. And of course, I was thinking of a man gift, and so I put an embroidery on it. Every day is an adventure, so I embroidered that. This fabric that I used for all three that I'm going to show you is a really heavyweight kind of a denim canvas fabric. So it's not, you might could make a pencil skirt with it or something, but it's really not best used for clothing. It's absolutely perfect for this. The only complaint that I would have about it is that the batting, it's just plain batting that the tutorial tells you to use, and so it's not very stiff or structured. So that's my only complaint, although I love it. I think it's very functional. So that was the first one. The second one I made, I used the same batting, and I was able to, you know, piece the batting in there, which is really kind of nice. I have not done that so much with, I have done it with quilts before, but when I do that, I will sew the batting together. I will butt it up against each other and then zigzag so there's no bump in the quilt. This I didn't have to do that with. I just laid it out and didn't overlap and just made a sandwich of the two fabrics, and it worked out great. So this is the next one. I put a little monkey on there and it says his at the bottom. Everything else is the same. I use the same llama fabric for the inside. And so that's that one. Cute as a bug. Then I went to my daughter's house, and I had to get the measurement for her waist for some more joggers. And so I took these in with me and I showed those to her, and Griffin, my 10-year-old grandboy, immediately said, "Which one is mine?" And so I said, "Well, I'll make you one special." And I asked him what sort of design he wanted on it, and he is a fisherman and a hunter and very outdoorsy. And so he told me he wanted a fish or an anchor. And so I found this super duper nice looking fish. I don't know what kind of fish it is. So I embroidered that on there, and he's so funny. He gave me lots of constructive criticism. He told me that he did not particularly like the llamas, that was not very manly. And he said that it needed more structure. And he also said that he would appreciate a tab on the end so that he could hold on to it. So, of course, I listened to him and did everything he told me to do. So the inside of this one is a flannel plaid. It's nice and soft. He actually suggested using a waterproof lining. So you could use something like ripstop, and I don't know what else. One thing I saw recently on a channel where a young woman made a handbag. She used an off-white sort of canvas fabric, and what she did was she waxed it to make it waterproof and stain-proof, and she used something called otter wax. So of course I had to look up otter wax. I found it. It's made by a company in Oregon. It's made of all non-toxic, non-petroleum products. And so I ordered some from Amazon. And that was one of the things I was thinking about, and I may very well do, not so much for the inside, although I could for the interior, but for the outside of this. It is technically washable. There's no reason why it couldn't be washed. You know, I don't know what it would look like after washing it. You may would need to, you know, iron it out to make it look the way it does when you're first finished washing it. I mean, making it. I don't know. For this one, I used the same batting, but I added in there, I don't even know what this is. I went to an estate sale a couple of years ago, and the lady was a professional seamstress. She had a little building in her backyard where she sold fabric and other sewing related items. And so I just bought a pile of stuff. It was discounted down to nothing. I think I bought a sewing machine too. So anyways, it was a piece of, it's like a, it had to be sewn in, but it was like a stabilizer, and it had some, it was pretty sturdy. So in addition to the batting, I also used that stabilizer to sandwich in between these two pieces of fabric. And it is sturdier. It does stand up a lot better. This is the little loop that I added on. It was really easy to add on. Initially, I was gonna double it over and put it right at the zipper, but I thought it would be too bulky, so I left a bit of a gap in between, and it worked out really well. So that's it. The only thing I think that you have to be careful about with this is the boxing, and it seems kind of simple to box corners, but you want to make sure that you box evenly, because if you don't, you're going to have one end higher than the other, and it's going to look a little bit wonky. So that's the only caution that that I would give you. So I'm going to play around with this pattern a whole lot more. I don't know if this would make a nice bag for a woman. Let me know if you think so. I don't know. Do you see these made for women? I don't know. I don't have one. So that's it. Like I said, I'm going to make some more of these. Check out the tutorial. In addition to the tutorial, Lindsay Connor also links you to a website, and so you can get you can print off. It's a PDF document, and you can save it to your computer, so you can always go back and look at it again and follow it. So that's all I have today. I'm on my way out the door. I hope you guys have a good day today, and I will see you probably again in another week. Bye-bye.